Republicans are still getting their asses served up on a silver platter.
Yeah, that'd take a long day.
Oh my God. How embarrassing.
The question was, would I be supporting President Trump's efforts to reduce spending? Is that what I'm doing?
That is your responsibility, not his. What are you going to do about that?
Okay, so there's I think, efforts by the president to reduce spending inside agencies. He's doing a number of different ways. The first one, everybody, if you want me to answer the question, you'll have to stay quiet enough so people can hear my answer.
Don't gaslight!
If you just came here to yell, I can leave. You want me to do that?
You work for us!
Sir, I'm not going to answer your question, but your friends or whoever these folks are making so much racket. So your question was, what am I going to do about how the president is trying to reduce spending? Is that your question?
Appropriated spending!
That's unconstitutional. And you're just rolling over, you're okay with that?
Listen, look, what I would say is that the president is doing what most presidents do, and they issue executive orders to try to make things.
That's not what he's doing.
And what will happen, and has already happened, is these issues will be challenged in court, and if they're legal, they will be approved.
He's in violation of several judicial orders.
Next number, Baron,
You didn't answer that question. I'm sorry. 07.
But wait, there's more.
Senator John McCain's ashamed of you, and so is my friend Katie.
Y'all remember during the first presidency when Lindsey Graham was in the airport? He was by himself. He didn't have security like he does now. He was walking in the airport and the lady was yelling at him. He thought that security detail was going to protect him from those who really want to voice their opinion. Shout out to that man and shout out to Katie.
Calling those people with different abilities leeches and losers, and that they're leeching off the system. Yes, I have heard it from their own posts.
How much did Elon pay you?
Losers.
Believe it.
Okay.
You don't believe it. You can read it. You are in denial.
I'll Google it.
Google it.
Yes. You need to get Elon out of...
Said it.
Stand up for the people that elected you.
Calling disabled people losers and leeches off the government, and you're sticking up for that.
That was Glenn Grothman. He was one of the congressmen who had a town hall meeting out in Wisconsin. You can check that one out in yesterday's video. Now he's telling his constituents that they are lying to him. Now, Elon Musk didn't call them leeches. He called them us parasites. Here's the post. He shared a meme, and the meme said, watching Trump/federal programs, knowing it doesn't affect you because you're not a member of the parasite class. And his caption up at the top, why 90% of America loves Doge. Well, we already know he's lying with that caption, 90% of America loves Doge. No, sir. 90% of America does not love Doge. Second, the parasite class is the people that are receiving benefits from the federal system, welfare, Medicare, Medicaid, housing assistance, those types of things. He's calling you all the parasite class. So when Glenn Grothman tells his constituents that he doesn't believe it, it's because he's choosing not to believe it. The evidence is out there. I pulled it up in 1, 2, 3 seconds.
California legislature, I was the vice chair of the Budget Committee for 5 years, and we had several years where a substantial portion of California state income tax came from one person, and that was Elon Musk.
Bullshit!
That he is not paying tax is just flat out wrong.
Man, you're lying.
We don't have
You're lying.
problem. We're collecting lots of revenue. The rich are paying lots of the top 1% pay almost half of it. We have these spending.
I think you're giving statistics that don't mean anything, because what percentage did Elon Musk pay? What percentage of his
That just Elon Musk made up a substantial portion of all the revenue.
before you do something, and doesn't that make him a murderer and you complicit?
Over the changes that are being made by the Trump administration. But remember, this is something we have been through before. He issued an executive order that said he was going to cut 4% of the federal workforce. And that created a lot of consternation. And people, to have a Democratic president come in and say he's going to make those big cuts. And you know what? He followed through. Over the next 4 years, he laid off hundreds of thousands of federal employees. That's what was required to get the budget in balance. And you know what? We haven't had a balanced budget since then. So I know that there's consternation over this before.
You can't gaslight us.
Is the only way to have a billionaire do it for
What you're advocating will make more people poor.
And we're going to answer some more questions.
Let me kick. What do you know about
Who was Bill Clinton's billionaire?
about wanting to cut the deficit, but I don't understand about going around the proper channels. And my priority is knowing that you will protect the Constitution of the United States. And I don't think just being happy for what's being done with no consideration of how the executive branch is working across against Congress is acceptable. How are you going to protect the Constitution?
I've got more. I'll tack the others on the end of this video. If you're on TikTok watching this, you'll have to see the others over on the YT. They're angry. I still don't think they're angry enough. It's going to take white people to get out in the streets. They almost there.
Yes.
The Constitution is clear. It is very clear in the relations of power. We have an executive branch, a legislative branch, and a judicial branch. It is clear that the power of the purse is held by Congress. It is clear that our U.S. representatives work for us, and they protect the power of the purse. What we have seen as a public is that the power of the purse is being disrespected, and our congressional priorities are being disrespected because people have allowed Elon Musk, and the President of the United States has allowed Elon Musk, who has a huge conflict of interest with government contracts, and he is going in with people into our computer systems with the President's knowledge. And I haven't heard anything from Congressman Molinar to
stop or resist
stop
it.
him, to resist. The Congressman is my first line of defense as someone who is, we are led by, we send our congressman to Washington to represent us as people. We don't ask him to represent Democrats. We don't ask him to represent Republicans. We ask him to represent us as people. We're not being heard.
I'm happy to take that back as well today.
Yeah, he works for us.
And he works for the Constitution.
For the Constitution, and
it's
our
a
Constitution's in
crisis.
jeopardy.
And it's also to the Constitution, not to us and not to Trump.
Yeah, no.
We
thank you.
have someone, Elon Musk, who is in constant communication with Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Nikita Khrushchev, who once represented the USSR, said, and I quote, "We will conquer the United States from within."
We will destroy
End
you from
quote.
within.
And that is what is happening now. We didn't vote for President Musk. He is not to represent our views, and we expect our congressman to speak up for his people.
Thank you.
We are a melting pot in America. In Caledonia, I understand that it's predominantly Republican, but there's a whole lot of us that aren't.
No.
And I used to be. And it's going to get to a point within the next 2 years that people comfortable with allowing an authoritarian dictator to take over the government, our government, they're gonna, if we still have the ability to vote, those who supported blindly this leader will lose their seats. So we need discernment. I voted for Republicans and Democrats. I'm an independent. But according to what I see on X, I am a crazy leftist liberal. Could not be further from the truth. I am a Christian. I am not a Christian nationalist because God comes first, not Trump.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just want to ask again, did everybody get signed in or get the half sheet so we can pass your concerns along with your information today? Okay, great.
And there will be a lot more people here, but as we drive by, we see nobody, so they drive away. So I'm just gonna tell you, because we're all inside, I almost drove away.
Yeah.
How many people couldn't even find a place, or drove by thinking it doesn't exist. There's no signs outside. So this is very quiet. The only thing I saw was 3 police cars. We're not like Trump. We're not insurrectionists. We don't bang in windows. We don't have beer gas. We don't use fire extinguishers on our officers.
Guns.
We quietly come in here. We obey the law.
Or American flags.
And we will continue to do so.
No, I'm glad you all came in. It's great to hear different perspectives and hear from all of our constituents, so I really appreciate
I'd
that.
like to just, excuse me,
No, please.
express my dismay and my disgust at the pardoning of the people who attacked our officers.
Amen.
Yes. And, if that is an election interference and treason, I don't know what is. They're trying to subvert the will of millions of American voters by violence, political violence, and to let those people out and call them hostages is a slap in the face.
Propaganda.
Disgraceful.
And disgraceful. Disgusting.
And how do our policemen feel about it?
Yeah, how do policemen feel about
I'm happy to take
100
your-
people got injured
I'm happy to take your
that were
concerns
police
back to the
officers?
Congress.
And the other thing is that this form that they had to fill, the FBI, the attempted intimidation of FBI officers who were doing their job to protect the Capitol and the peaceful transfer of power is beyond the pale.
Yep.
Did you get a half sheet as well, sir?
Yes, I got it.
Thank you.
When is Representative Molinar's next public presence in this area?
I'm not aware of his
You don't know
schedule.
his schedule?
I'm not.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Pardon?
staff,
Hastings.
staff members do hold office hours and all that.
I'm not sure he'll be there.
He's hiding.
I'm happy to take any more.
I'm a 20-year veteran teacher. As I said, I've been behind you in local stores. You came to the 100th anniversary of the Albany Library branch celebration where my band played inside. Okay? I saw you on TV at NOAA. I saw you on TV at the Department of Education. What I'm saying is this. Somebody asked you what your red line was, and you said that the time is always right to go. Does that mean the red line has already been crossed? Because I think it has. If you ask us to show up, Congressman Tonko, we will show up. In DC. But it cannot be. We have to take the gloves off. We can't wait for protocol. They're not playing by the rules. We have to take it to them. When I saw you at those places and I saw you next to Maxine Waters, again, I was so proud that my representative was on the front line, right there. But I thought about Jimmy Carter and I thought about John Lewis. And I know what John Lewis would have done. He would have gotten arrested that day. Make them outlaw you.